Good afternoon. Welcome to day 264 at the County EMA office, where we bring you the latest in the numbers. Here with Chairman Kern and Barb Holt from the Health Department. Barb, you have the numbers for today.
Good afternoon. Welcome to day
Thank
264 at the County EMA.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we have tested a total of 161,439 in St. Clair County, and of those we have an increase of 1,312. That includes 262 new positive cases, which includes both males and females under the age of 1 and on into their 100 years of age. That makes our today's St. Clair County daily positivity at 20%. That has increased immensely. That makes our total positives so far 15,461 and negatives 145,970. Today, unfortunately, we have 5 more deaths due to COVID-related illness to add to the list in St. Clair County for a total of 260. These include a male in his 60s, a female in her 70s, a female in her 80s, all with unknown health conditions, a male in his 60s and a male in his 80s, and both of those had underlying health conditions. Again, our thoughts and prayers go out to these family members. Our numbers are going up not only in positivity but in death rates, folks. So we really need to abide by the mitigation efforts to help use the tools we have in the toolbox to control this disease as we know it. The social distancing, the face masks, the small gatherings only with your household. Folks, this is what we have and how we know we can control it, and that's what we need to do. So please follow those rules. Additionally, we have 12,817 folks that have completed their required 10-day isolation period. Statewide, we have tested a total of 10,699,586. We have a total of 748,603 positives. That's an increase of 9,757 in the state. And of those, with that, the state today reported 238 deaths since yesterday. Again, these numbers are just, it's so sad. Folks, this is real and people are dying from this. So we really need to heed the mitigation efforts and take this seriously for everyone's sake. Our hospitalization numbers, currently St. Clair County, we have 89 COVID-related patients in the hospital, and of those we have 12 on ventilators. Region-wise, we have 215 COVID-related patients, and of those, 27 are on ventilators. Again, congregate, living centers, and long-term care facility updates. I'll only read those that have changes. At Integrity Healthcare in Belleville, we have 14 additional cases and 1 death, for a total of 64 cases and 1 death. At Caseyville Nursing and Rehab, we have 3 new positive cases and 1 death, for a total of 116 cases and 3 deaths. At New Athens Home for the Aged, we have 15 new cases and 1 death, for a total of 76 cases and 10 deaths. Again, we are encouraging everyone to please get tested, especially those that may be symptomatic, but again, you may be asymptomatic and you may not feel that you are ill. Please get tested. And we have several test sites available. This Friday, we'll be at the Clair Fairgrounds for a walk-up clinic. That is from 10 to 12, and then again from 1 to 4 this Friday, December 4th. Then next Tuesday and next Wednesday, December 8th and 9th, we'll be at McKendree University in Lebanon. This is a drive-up only. We've changed this. It was going to be a drive-up and a walk-up. Due to the cold weather, it's going to be a drive-up only. McKendree University, 8 to 4, next Tuesday and Wednesday, December 8th and 9th. A couple of things. We do want to give a few updates that we have as far as vaccine Pfizer and Moderna are having their review with FDA next week, and if Pfizer, one or the other, are approved, we expect that the hospitals may be receiving those medical providers, those frontline healthcare workers, to be receiving some of the vaccine as early as the middle part of December. So that's where we're at with vaccine. Again, these will come out in small portions, and we anticipate the general public having accessibility to this will be probably February or March, by the time we take care of our medical providers, our first responders, the long-term care, those folks that are priority essential workers, as well as highly vulnerable populations. So we hope to get some vaccine about the middle of December in St. Clair County for those folks. And then the other thing, we've been getting several phone calls, you may have heard on the news, where CDC is evaluating the need to reduce the quarantine time from 14 days to 7 or 10. This is not in effect in Illinois. It may come to fruition. However, we highly encourage folks to try to stay quarantined for the full 14 days if possible, because that's the best bet. But as soon as these rules, if they change in Illinois, we will be letting folks know here at the 3:30 show, as well as letting the schools and the general public know. But again, be very safe. Take those extra precautions. Stay home if you're not feeling well, and stay home if you don't need to go out and about. So with that, I will turn it over to Chairman Kern, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, Barb.
Good.
You doing well?
Doing well, thank you. It's a beautiful sunny day.
I know you're busy. I think we had an addition. St. Paul's Home on the list has 2 additional cases, so I wanted to give that update. We constantly are updating our stats here. So.
Yes, thank you. I missed that one.
No, you're good. So we'll move into the zip codes. Note, there's only 2 zip codes that we don't have increases in today. So the spread is wide. 62059 up 1 to 25. 62201 up 8 to 391. 62203 up 4 to 395. 62204 up 5 to 252. 62205 up 11 to 400. 62206 up 16 to 765. 62207 up 3 to 385. 62208 up 11 to 891. 62220 up 8 to 1,058. 62221 up 20 to 1,441. 62223 up 13 to 943. 62225 up 1 to 76. 62226 up 40 to 1,658. 62232 up 4 to 491. 62239 up 5 to 229. 62243 up 9 to 322. 62254 up 7 to 509. 62255 up 1 to 36. 62257 up 18 to 148. 62258 up 13 to 572. 62260 up 13 to 355. 62264 up 6 to 169. 62269 up 30 to 1,581. 62282 up 1 to 35. And 62285 up 2 to 304. 262 new positives today out of 1,312 tested. That brings St. Clair County's daily county positivity to 20%. That takes our rolling average up to 14.7%. We're moving in the wrong direction, folks. We've really got to get everyone on the same page, washing their hands, watching the social distance, wearing the masks are especially effective. If we want to get these numbers down, we have to make it happen. Regional positivity, the number that the state has us at, they've got us down a little bit today to 14.1%. And what plays into that is Bond at 16.4, Clinton at 18.3, Madison 13.0, Randolph 17.0, St. Clair 24.5, and Washington County at 39%. So Herb, we had a call today with Dr. Fauci and Dr. Redfield, and while they talked about a lot of issues, they focused on really three primary issues. They want people who have had COVID where they're encouraging people to donate plasma. It's an effective treatment, and they're certainly asking people to get out and donate. It is proven to save lives. It's a proven treatment. They also addressed what they're calling vaccine hesitancy, which is they're afraid that when the vaccines roll out that people may not want to get this vaccine, and they were there to assure the public that although this has been on a very rapid timeline, that these vaccines have been developed. Dr. Redfield made the point that for the past 10 years that the scientists have been working on ways to develop vaccines in a much faster way, and they've made improvements into what they call from concept to approval, and that has shortened the timeline greatly on development of vaccines. So they assured us that they're encouraging people to take the vaccine, and that it's going to be necessary if we're going to solve this pandemic. The other issue I think they focused on, or they did focus on, and jump in whenever, was the fact that the quarantine period had been, that the recommendation is still, if you can, 14 days is the most certain way to make sure you're avoiding spread. But they did say within 10 days, 99% of people know whether they haven't. And in 7 days with a negative test, I think that they felt that those were acceptable, certainly compromises to the situation, because it's better to have people 7 days with a negative test or 10 days than it is ignoring the quarantine completely. So I think they're really trying to encourage people to get quarantined. They realize the fact that 14 days in many cases is just too much for people, but they certainly say that if you can, 14 days is the safest way to go.
Well, I can tell you that sitting there listening to Dr. Fauci today was probably, you could listen to him all day long. The man is very knowledgeable, you can tell. And they're also very concerned about the spread of this. And when they talk about having to put the brakes on it, if we're ever going to take the fuel away from this, that's what we have to do. And, they were really hit on those three items that you talked about. And I was just impressed with them allowing us to be part of that here in St. Clair County. And I tell you, every day for 264 days now, we've been preaching to you what it takes to do this. And, as Barb said, 5 more deaths in our county today. It's unbelievable. I can't remember, I don't think we've had a day where we've reported 5 deaths. And, statewide, it's got to be an all-time record for them, 238 COVID deaths in the last 24 hours. Speaking of updates, JJK Center, we just received that information that site's going to be relocated tomorrow morning starting at 8 o'clock to the St. Clair Square Mall in Fairview Heights. We've confirmed that. We just got that information. That's why we're putting it out now to you. So it will be moved to the mall in Fairview Heights, and we'll have that posted up on our site also, along with the other test sites that Barb had mentioned. And, of course, the Walgreens in Cahokia is still available, and we'll keep you updated on all of them. But, as the chairman said, the numbers are going in the wrong direction. I mean, 20%, deaths are up. We have to slow this down. There's just nothing else we can say. I mean, if we don't, the numbers are going to get so high, and people are still going to get angry. I know Team St. Clair, my staff reads your post that you put every night. We understand everybody is upset, everybody is angry, everybody wants this over with. But as we've said for all these days, the virus is still here. It's not tired. Every time it finds somebody new, it's going to stay around.
So and the state made that determination to move the site from Jackie
Yes.
Joyner to the mall?
To the mall.
Barb, do you know what part of the mall that they were talking about?
If you're familiar with the mall, it's behind Dillard's. So it's, if you go towards the water tower and on the back side of the mall, that's where it's at. And that's where we've had a couple of clinics pop-up clinics in the past. But it's a 4-tent drive-through. You stay in your car and you can drive through and get tested at that site.
Okay.
And the plan is to use it not only as a COVID testing site, but in the future as well as a vaccine site once that becomes available to the general public.
Very good.
Okay.
So we're bringing you any updated information. That's what we do each and every day here. Tomorrow, day 265, we'll be back with Cindy and Daisy to translate this into our Spanish communities. Everybody, please share the word. Tell your friends and neighbors. We have to slow this down. For those of you who still think it's the flu, think it's the cold, I just pray that these numbers, the way they're increasing, doesn't affect you or your family members. It's time, if you haven't taken it serious, now is the time. We'll see you tomorrow.
We in the medical profession continue the daily battle against COVID-19. One thing I know for sure is that masks do work. Until a vaccine is available, we must ask for your assistance in slowing the spread of this daily virus. 3 simple things help tremendously. Wear a mask, wash your hand, and watch your distance. By practicing those 3 basic principles, you can help us in the medical community respond and defeat COVID-19.